Criticisms of the U.S. Navy shipbuilding programs previously dished out on this channel have recently been validated by a report from the United States Government Office of Accountability, or the GAO as it's known. The GAO functions as a nonpartisan research and analysis arm for the United States Congress and has an excellent reputation for its honest and thorough work. A recent GAO report dated April 8, 2025, criticizes the U.S. Navy's delivery times, costs, and product quality, the most vital facets of shipbuilding projects. This last month, the GAO's Shelby Oakley presented information to a congressional hearing. And here are some excerpts from that presentation.
Thank you for having me here today to talk about the challenges the Navy is facing with shipbuilding and getting critical capabilities out to the fleet. That's a serious problem, especially at a time when our near-peer adversaries are rapidly expanding their fleets and fielding advanced technologies that could shift the balance of power away from the United States. The Navy's issues aren't new. For the last 2 decades, we've reported that the Navy's shipbuilding approach consistently leads to outcomes like cost overruns, schedule delays, and ships that don't provide the expected capabilities.
The Navy spends more on contracts than does any other branch of the government, including the Army and Air Force. When it comes to the Navy's approach to issuing jobs to defense contractors, the spending of only millions of dollars is relatively insignificant. Every ship program costs many billions of dollars. Remember that $1 billion is 1,000 million dollars. Given the huge amount of money involved, the country needs the Navy to spend our taxpayer money very carefully, which unfortunately it doesn't.
We've also found that the current system isn't setting up the Navy and private industry's talented and hardworking people for success. It's actually making their jobs harder. The Navy's poor shipbuilding performance stems from a myriad of issues. For instance, the Navy's budget and acquisition processes don't use the successful approaches of commercial companies that our work has found can be thoughtfully applied to Navy shipbuilding programs. The frigate program is a prime example.
Director Oakley mentions the Constellation, which is a classification for a group of large new warships. The first of a planned 20 Constellation ships is now under construction despite the design and development phases having not yet been completed. This is an illogical approach to shipbuilding, of course, and assures that the costs of the project will go up even more. Each of the Constellation frigates will sail with about 140 crew members. Originally, in the year 2021, the Navy projected that the first Constellation ships would be delivered in what will now be next year, in 2026. With predictable delays, this is now impossible. Further hampering this project is the usual price increase common to Navy and Air Force projects. Upon completion of the first ship in the series, the subsequent Constellation ships were initially estimated to cost $850 million to $950 million apiece. Just 4 years later, we now have figures that predict a cost of up to $1.4 billion to $1.6 billion a ship. That's a 60 to 70% cost increase in just 4 years, which unfortunately is common with Navy and Air Force projects. The use of unachievably low-cost projects are just part of the normal and commonly known process of getting Congress to approve such projects.
The Navy failed to ensure a stable design before starting construction, a leading practice in successful commercial shipbuilding. And as a result, the lead ship is now delayed at least 3 years. And construction has stalled as the Navy and shipbuilder try and figure out if the ship can even be built. Further, to secure funding, the Navy often creates optimistic business cases. These business cases are frequently approved, although they don't always reflect what is achievable with time, money, technology, or capacity available. They then subsequently unravel during lead ship construction or even before.
As bad as all this is, we have yet to mention the Navy's worst boondoggle projects, upon which billions upon billions of dollars have been spent for ships that end up being useless money pits and even endanger sailors' lives. Based on the time and money spent, these are probably the worst shipbuilding projects imaginable. We'll cover these projects in part 2 of this series, which should be our next video. I just wanted to end this with the fact that there's no question that at this time our country is under very erratic and unpredictable leadership. Most of us feel that we can't do much about it. But in the least, we all need to remain informed. It's the least we have to do. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, Global Warning Films, so you'll get notice as to our next videos. In the meantime, be good to your neighbor, and thank you for viewing this and staying informed.